Hey, B. I'm not talking. Not unless you giving me likes, commenting, and subscribing. You hear me? Good. Okay. Well, listen. I'm down here to talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta, just a little piece, because there are a few sneak peeks that have dropped, and I want us to check them out, talk about it. I know the episode is going to be dropping Sunday night, but we're just gonna get into a few things, and then y'all know how we do over here on the channel, okay? Reviews and stuff is coming. But anywho, let us go ahead, and I want to start off with the scene that Kelly's gonna have with her daughter. So I want us to check out the audio to that and just, get into some things. So let us get into that first.
With you.
I know. It's always All right, come on. We're going to get in our first yoga position.
Can I hit it?
All right. All right, come on and get in the first yoga position, please. That's not what I'm doing. I'm on my hands. Okay, and hold your head up to the sky. You don't have to make the noise, Chloe.
I'm hollering. Kids are so funny, I swear. But I love that she's doing
Chloe.
this.
Especially with me going through this divorce. Chloe then came in the bathroom and saw me crying on the floor one day.
3, 2, 1. Feel good?
Yeah, it's a great little workout.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. She just took her sisters and got them together, and she has been like really my right hand.
Lamont just texted me. A story just came out. You want to see it?
Yeah.
Are you reading it?
Ew, they just put the worst photo of you.
Chloe!
Ooh. I'm sorry, I have to send that to Chance.
No, don't send that article to Chance.
No, I'm sending the picture.
Okay, just the picture, not the article.
Why would I send the article to Chance?
Okay.
I need to know who Lamont and
Please
Chance
tell us what's in the article.
So, just, talking about, the business and him taking money and locking him up for contempt and him being in jail. I mean, the list goes on.
The girl.
I think we got into that article over here because it was a lot of things that was said. In Touch Weekly were the ones that really got a hold of the documents and put everything out there. They even talked about issues that Kelly may have had with her ex-husband's daughters and stuff. It was just a lot of detailed stuff that went on, and we did get into that article. I can imagine what the documents was actually saying. Okay, like it was a lot of SHI going on. A lot of shit. Girl, I'm glad Kelly is free.
Girls think
I'll say
that he's still in jail,
Even though
he's not.
been out.
He's been out.
I'm pissed off because at the end of the day, I have 4 children, everybody's in school, these things hit the internet, kids shouldn't have to know certain things.
It just disappoints me that he made a statement saying that, he's so focused on his family and his girls, and it's like, since when?
I don't know why I keep saying the 4 kids. He's not trying to get custody of me.
No, it's
He
just...
wants the other girls. He doesn't care for me.
Oh, wow.
I would hope that's not true.
I mean, he hasn't talked to me, so I wouldn't think so.
Chloe is not Mark's daughter. Chloe has a different dad. But when Mark and I got together, she was probably 2.5 years old or 3 years old. So to see Mark do such an amazing job raising Chloe as his own, to transition to someone that didn't care, was probably one of the most heartbreaking situations that I've ever experienced as a parent.
I'm fine. I kind of just accepted it and moved on.
As a parent, you're always in protection mode. I feel like I'd let Chloe down in that way, and that's one of the things that I have to deal with. I just want us to be one. I want our core to be like this, no matter what that looks like, no matter if you get married or if I get married, which is not looking too good.
Ugh, I don't know.
Get married. No, you deserve
I really
that.
don't
I
want
think
to
you
get
deserve
married.
love. I want you to have
what if
all
I
of that one
end
day.
up like you?
Ooh. Ooh. Lord
That's a scary thought.
Chloe.
No offense to you.
I appreciate this little girl being so honest, okay? I'm sure that is a scary thought for sure. Witnessing not only you just going through the divorce, but everything you have to go through, and then what you went through in the marriage as well. When you're saying that you locking yourself up in the closet and stuff, trying to hide from this man or whatever, this little girl has witnessed a lot. And I think she has every right to be on reserve and be mindful of and cautious of who she allows in her space. This definitely could be a learning lesson for her, praying that she never follow in the same footsteps. You know what I'm saying? But you could just never be too sure. But wow.
We're gonna do some
I do
yoga.
appreciate the fact that Kelly was allowing her to just be open and honest, with her feelings for the most part about everything, cuz I think that's how it should be. I don't think it should just be how the parents think, right? I think your children should be able to come to you and express how they feel without judgment or anything, like create that space for them to talk to you openly and freely. And Miss Mamas was being honest in that moment, and I think those were real thoughts. I do like that Kelly wants her to, you can still desire to, be married someday and everything, and maybe it won't turn out like, mommy's did, but I appreciate that little girl being honest too. Okay. I think those are that's very fair for her to think that way. It's crazy. All right. So we're going to get more into Kelly's story with her daughter, that dynamic. And I'm really liking Kelly. When I think of this cast, I feel like everybody's bringing something. If I could be real honest, I don't feel like there are two people that, in my opinion, that may not be bringing a whole lot. And that would be probably Porsha and Britt. But y'all let me know. So, like, we got Angela with her situation and the dynamic of her family, right? And also whatever issues she got going on with Charles. Okay, we'll have to figure that out at a later time. We have Shamea dealing with her daughter's situation, trying to venture out and do more things, more music, wanting to have more kids, dealing with IVF. She has a lot going on over there in her own right, on top of, I guess, the friendship with Porsha, but that's yet to be seen at this time. Then who else do we have on the cast? Of course, Kelly, with the businesses, trying to get that established, the divorce that she's going through, dealing with her daughters and stuff. So you have that. Who else we got? So I said Shamea, Angela, Kelly. So then we have Porsha. We all know at this point Porsha has gotten her divorce, but she's not really going into detail about it. Like, we've seen her talk to her mother about it, but we haven't seen her talk with like the other ladies or anything about it yet. But Porsha kind of has her own thing, I guess you'll say, with the divorce, But she also was being restricted by Simon to where she couldn't really film or do a lot of stuff when it comes to like his house. And really, she's not supposed to be filming in that car, but she still is. So I don't know how Simon is gonna, because even though Simon is no longer in the US, I would think he's not at this point. If Iceland came and picked him up, they probably done shipped his ass right on back, which is why Porsha feels so comfortable to come down to the YouTube film and all in that man's house with food and everything all over the place. But I don't know. He may still have some rights because he's married here in America. So, and he owns property in America. So I would think that the attorney could still fight on his behalf. So I do wonder how that's going. So I would think, and remember, he said he was going to be watching the show so that he can call them out with every single thing. And if he's not calling them out, I would think he's still having his attorney clock certain things that he may try and bring up against Porsha, with her still riding around in that Rolls Royce that he gave her, or whatever the case was. I guess he gave it to her, but never put it in her name. And who else we got? We got Britt, but Britt ain't really got nothing going on, to be honest. Yeah, she says they want to have another child, but right now her storyline is Kenya Moore, her having an issue with Kenya. Okay, we know Kenya is out of there based on what took place last week. And isn't that like all the cast? Phaedra isn't here yet. We haven't gotten Phaedra yet. Cynthia is there, but of course she's just a friend of the show. So I think the only people that's really bringing it so far. I mean, I forgot about Drew. Drew has her storyline with Dennis, but I feel like I would want to know more about the storyline that she has with Ralph than it is with Dennis and her working on his music and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And balancing that divorce. So for me, I feel like the only people that's really bringing it and genuine storyline would have to be Kelly, Shamea, and a piece of Angela. We gonna have to get Angela her things, even though we question a lot of what she be saying, but I mean, shoot, for that daughter to sit in her face and play in her face the way that she did, and for her to let us know that her family has issues with Charles, and for us to know Charles had an incident down to the NBA court, and then also had an incident down to him having a baby. Like, girl, Angela got some storyline, okay? Period. So we digging into her life for a little bit. So I feel like those three ladies are carrying. But y'all let me know, who y'all feel are carrying, okay? And as we speak on Drew, let's get into a tidbit of what they have to say when it comes to Drew. Let's get into this.
Chi-Town girl. You know I walk in the building, I hear Chi-Town. I said, what? Yes. I was like, hi, cutie. How are you? We in the studio.
You look so cute, honey.
Hi, sir.
How are you?
Oh, good to see you.
You too. This is my team. They've been helping me create the magic in the studio.
Absolutely. So come on, Magic. I heard a little bit over the phone.
Well, did you really hear it, though?
So I did not.
Can you sing a little bit of the song for us?
You never had someone like me, can't you
Right in
see,
front of
see
you.
that you, oh baby, why have everything that you need if you want it? Somebody like what? I'ma handle all of that.
Oh, y'all gonna
Okay,
hear this
then,
damn
Shamea.
song one way or another. You gonna hear me today.
I'm
It's not
hollering.
Drew. It's me. I mean, I ain't trying to talk shit, but she not finna hit them notes.
When I brought it to the bank, I
be the
was so
best
excited to play it for y'all.
Okay.
And no shade to you, but that wasn't your
Shade to Drew. Let's pause right here. I need y'all to tell me who y'all feel like has the better voice vocally. Would you say that it's Drew? Would you say that it's Shamea? And the only reason why I say that is because Shamea said that Drew not finna hit them notes. I don't know. Maybe she is, maybe she not. I don't know. Okay. But who would y'all say? And not really trying to put them against each other, but since she said it, then let's ask. Let's ask the people. Who would y'all say is better vocally? Okay, let me know in the comments. All right, let's keep going. I wish I could put a poll in the comments and not so much as just a live chat, but let's keep going.
song.
That didn't make no sense.
It just kind of hurt my feelings. So as an artist, when you create, you're like so passionate about it. And I've been passionate about music since I was a baby. Like I grew up singing. I grew up in the choir, and I went from doing that to doing R&B. I even did some pop back in the day. I used to even be in a group with Carrie Hilson.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was called Pretty Tony.
Oh my God.
Yes, music is not new to me.
And let me say, I'm so glad Carrie Hilson's name is mentioned here on the heels of her dropping her album. I believe it's gonna drop at the end of this week. So that's that on that. Like I'm glad that she kind of slick mentioned her and she got that quick little feature, like a little piece right there. Perfect timing. So for the people that may not know who the heck Carrie Hilson is that's watching this, will be like, who is Carrie? And they're gonna start looking her up and then they're gonna see that she took a break from music, but she's back and she was a part of some viral mess last week. Shout out to Esther Dean, honey. But anyway, child. Whatever, her and Polo, but whatever, honey, and she gonna be dropping the track, or at least the album at the end of the week. So shout out to her for that quick little plug or whatnot. But now we could tell from this episode that this is gonna be the lead up to where Shamea is gonna have to at some point confront Porsha, because I think they're showing a build up. One, you were late to my event, and you as my best friend, I would expect to be one of the first people there helping me to get ready or whatever the case is. Like, you were late to my birthday party. Now when I'm trying to play music, not only are you being disrespectful and not even, trying to just listen, you're over talking, you're ruining the experience for other people as I'm trying to play this song, and then you turn around and tell me that it's not even me. Like, we're seeing the build up just a bit of Shamea and Porsha, and make no mistakes, these ladies already had issue before they came into this season. Okay, I wish I knew what it was, but it really ain't none of my business. But the fact that we got into this before. We've already talked about this, but I just knew that from watching Shamea on Kandi speak on it right before the season started, that there was some issues brewing over there. And first of all, I already had a heads up last year. Okay, I already knew that they wasn't as cool. You feel what I'm saying? But Shamea, we're going to have a conversation, BLT, because don't throw not nail other party and I ain't get no piece of an invite, okay? All right? I don't want you to never had another party and don't see if I at least want to come out, like just for a little piece. Even if I say no, at least invite me. Damn. Okay? Damn, my friends be stopping inviting me because my answer be no all the time. But damn, at least try. I thought we was best friends. Hey, that's what you called me over there on your channel? Best friends? Well, then, send a bitch an invite. God, what's going on with her? Anywho, honey, leave y'all thoughts. Let's keep going, because there's one more scene that I want us to get into. Just a little piece, and then we're going to get the heck up out of here. So let's check into this one.
So where you coming from? I mean, what's the updates?
Getting ready for court. The interesting thing is, because we still live in the same house, we are coexisting in a way that feels like we're still like family sometimes,
Wow.
Divorce is tough. Porsha, do you feel like you're getting the support you need throughout your divorce?
I fantasize that maybe there's a way for us to have the divorce, and then like maybe even come together and have some kind of, we have a family at the end of the day.
If he came to you tomorrow and said, all this, I want to work it out, would you be like?
No.
No, because you cannot disrespect my mom.
Oh,
Simon.
Filed some paperwork stating that my mom was in cahoots with me breaking in our house. I just didn't like that he was adding her name into any of this public paperwork that he's leaking. To me, that is very disrespectful. And you cannot discard my child. Pilar, she got in my bed. She said, where's Simon? She normally calls him Papa. And so I said, he's away at work. And she said, how long he gonna be gone at work? And I said, for some time. I said, but I'll let you know, I'll check.
wow. She finna get emotional. I already could tell. I already could. Look at Shamea, ready to go over there and be a savior.
Sorry.
That's hard. That really is hard, and I'm sorry.
I felt like a lot of the things Porsha was saying aligned with what I've been dealing with. I feel her, I hear her, I understand her more than she probably even knows. And it's unfortunate that I can't be there for her in the way that I would like to be, but this is where we are now. So it is what it is.
Dang, I hate that. I hate that that is where Drew and Porsha is. And I feel like, in my personal, I feel like Portia's forcing it to be that way. Because the issue that she's having with Drew, just, it doesn't have to be that big. In my personal, to me. But that's what Drew was trying to tell Porsha last week when she was talking to her at Kenya event. Like, girl, listen, me and you both going through a divorce. We got some stuff we could probably relate on. But Porsha wasn't trying to hear that SHI. Okay, so just terrible. Terrible. I feel like Portia's crying not so much is because her life is changing and her daughter's is too, but so much also the fact that she introduced this man that she, in my personal, barely even knew to her damn daughter. And I understand Porsha is a person that loves love and she wants to be in love. She wants to be married. She's that type of girl. But listen, you got somebody else's eyes that's on you now. And I just feel like you got to be mindful with how you move. Okay, and I'm hoping that we don't see Porsha married in the next 5 years, to be honest. Unless he's giving some Russell Wilson type vibes. But if he ain't giving Russell Wilson, then I just don't think Porsha should be married. I think she also should, whoever she dating, kind of slick, keep him on the low just a little piece. You know, but with her being on this reality show, I know it's going to be difficult because we're going to want to be in your business. But at the same time, it's kind of like, don't attach them to your platform just to be like, really get to know them first. Because the same thing kind of happened with Dennis, right? When I think Kandi was trying to tell her about Dennis, but Porsha didn't want to hear it. They ended up not being together. But I don't think Dennis is that completely bad of a guy, right? I mean, I think he has done some FS for sure, meaning fuck shit. I think he's definitely done his FS, you know, but they seem to still maintain a decent parenting relationship. He's a very active father and stuff. So he may not be that bad of a guy. However, she still, you know, she ain't really know him like for real, for real. Same thing with him. So I just hope that the next person she gets with, she just really takes her time and go from there. And Drew, I would like to see more about your divorce, as I said before. We don't have to keep using Dennis as a storyline. He could go away from us with this at this point of the show and let us dive deeper into what's happening between you and Ralph, and vice versa with Porsha. But y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments down below. I just wanted to come and chit chat with y'all briefly about some things that we are indeed going to be getting into for the upcoming episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Are you guys going to be watching after the Kenya Moore situation, or are you tapped out? Are you at a place where I'm not watching it, Jami? I'm just going to watch the reviewers. I'm not even going to check out the season. Who cares? Or are you going to continue to give them a chance like myself? Let me know your thoughts. And if you feel like this show is going to do well for the rest of the season without Kenya Moore. All right. Leave your thoughts and comments down below. I'm Jami. That's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters. I'm silent. Nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification. Them numbers hit like it's a praxis. Cashed out at the ATM. And the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF. Got them trying to clone me like Aegis. to take it over. I'm Invader Zim on a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man? They say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film. I can feel the pool